Hey YouTube, it's Jack Rabbit here. With me. And I'm going to be talking about the situation with FIFA and the red card being removed from the United States player. I'm going to explain exactly what happened because apparently even people that work for ESPN have no idea what actually happened apparently. Which is weird because they work for ESPN. You figure they'd be more knowledgeable than me. But, just for the people that don't know, before all this craziness that's going on medically, which I've explained before, I'm not going to explain again. And a few years before that, when my schedule got so busy I didn't have a chance to, and I totally forgot to re-up my stuff, I was a USF referee. So I do know what I'm talking about when it comes. Now, I didn't do center a lot, but I did do it for YMCA, which is Rec League. I did do it a lot, so I do know my stuff, as my friends Leslie find out all the time. So what happened? Okay, so for y'all that don't know, during USA, I almost said Illinois, so used to talking Illinois, round of 32 matchup, one of their players, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, because, well, because I'm going to mess it up, so I'm not going to try it, but if you want to look up who it was and all that, go ahead, do that yourself, after you finish watching this, while I explain. So, during the matchup, the ref never calls an actual foul. Okay. And then goes to the VAR. I don't know if he was told to by somebody or what. But he goes to the VAR. And while watching the VAR, he determines that our player deserves a red card. Now, mind you, he never called a foul, which already is suspicious to me, because I'm like, hold up. And I'm going to explain other things when it comes to that official later, after I explain what exactly happened and why FIFA rescinded this red card. Okay, so now USA could not challenge it, could not appeal it. Okay, for whatever reason, they just couldn't. I don't know why. I don't understand that stuff. That was way higher than what I dealt with. Okay? But what happened was, so they rescinded it for a few reasons. One, because the referee used VAR incorrectly. And what I mean by that is, in VAR, the VAR system, they're only supposed to use slow motion and stills for certain plays. Like, I believe it's offsides, I believe, is the only one they can use it for. I'm not real 100% sure on that, because it's brand new. But I know for regular fouls, like what this was, he is not supposed to use slow motion and stills. And he did. Okay, because I looked at the actual full speed play. And I looked at it a few times. And our player, yes, he stepped on the guy's ankle on accident. Which happens. If anything, it's a yellow. A very soft yellow. But it was a yellow. It'd be a yellow if anything. Now, mind you, the original play, he did not call a foul at all. He did not say it was a foul until he looked at the VAR, which is very suspicious. Because I don't know where it happened on the field, but he probably should have caught that. But the fact that he had to be told to even go look at the VAR, yeah, but I say, if anything, it was a yellow card. But I wouldn't have called anything at all because he was going for the ball the player didn't even look at the other player. Unlike, apparently, Messi, which I'm not going to mess with that because I don't know what happened. I didn't see the full speed play. The only thing I saw was a still. So, but it didn't look like Messi was looking at the ball. It definitely looked like he was looking at the player. But even in the still, you could tell that our guy is looking at the ball. So he probably didn't even realize he stepped on the guy's foot. Which has happened. I was also a player, by the way. And had it happen a few times on me. It happens. It's not really a foul. As long as you're going for the ball. Which our player was. So, now to the rescinded part. The reason FIFA rescinded it, because, as I said, it wasn't actually a foul. And the red card was not deserved. But he's not getting off scot-free. FIFA's not just saying, hey, okay, the red card's gone. It's off your record. And you're good to go. Okay, you're getting off scot-free. Nothing's going to happen. Apparently, that's probably what this ESPN guy thought. But what they did was, they said, okay, you're getting a 1-year probation. If you do it again, get in trouble, get a red card, basically. If you get a red card in the next year in international play, I'm pretty sure it's only for international play, but they didn't say for sure. At least nothing that I read said for sure that it was going to count against him in MLS or Premier League. I don't know where he plays outside of the National League. The national team. So I don't know. But figuring since the FIFA is the governing body over all that, it could be possible it could include his Premier League stuff. Or MLS, wherever he plays. But I don't know. It didn't say. So I'm just going to assume it's just for the national team. For the next year, he cannot get a red card. Otherwise, he will have to serve that 1-game suspension. So he's not getting off scot-free here, okay? Some people think, oh, he got off scot-free. Oh, no. He still has to be. Good thing he's a striker. Because he has to be very careful for the next year. Like, he has to be on his best behavior. Like, premium best behavior for the next year. Okay. Now, on to the official. Apparently, I found this out afterwards. He has been under investigation, a hush-hush investigation, for excessive red cards for no reason. So that's a little interesting. Where teams would actually request that he not ref their games. Like, I'm like, why is this guy reffing, centering, at the World Cup if he's been under this much scrutiny? I'm not saying he shouldn't ref at the World Cup. That's fine. He could just have him AR, which is the referees on the sideline, that the only thing they're really in charge of is offsides, as long as it's not in the box, and that's it. Which they can do. FIFA could just sign him ARs, which that's fine by me. If there's no clue evidence he did anything wrong with his excessive red cards, or maybe they're still looking into it, assign him only ARs while he's under suspicion. And then once he's completely 100% cleared, then give him centers. But yeah, because when I did USF, I did mostly all ARs. Okay, I had not gotten to where my dad was comfortable where I could center for multiple reasons, but I won't get into those. Yeah, I know, I actually said something relatively nice about my dad, I know. But I didn't disagree with him. I wasn't ready. But I did him in YMCA because, well, I did the little guys that don't really cause you any trouble except for the parents, and I knew how to deal with them. I knew how to deal with them. It's, okay, you want to argue with me? You got two options. Either keep it to yourself, or you can go, or you can leave. Those are your options. You don't like those options? Well, those are all the only ones you got. But yeah, so that's what's going on. So he's not scot-free. I don't know if this ESPN guy just didn't read all the information, but he said the U-turn was a bad look. But I say that was the right call, FIFA. I mean, the right call. This way, the player's not getting off scot-free, even though I feel that he didn't really do anything wrong. But he's not getting off scot-free, but he still is getting punished for the play. Or, still getting punished, but he's not getting, he's not really getting in trouble, but he is. He's still getting, so he's still, hey, you got to be good, but he's not really, but we're still going to be able to use him in our next game. Now, if I was the coach, I would sit him for the first half or something, depending, because at the FIFA level, you only get 5 subs, so you don't really want to use up those subs if you don't have to. But, yeah, because you want to keep a couple in your back pocket in case somebody gets injured really badly, because otherwise you got to play with a man down. Just like if somebody gets a red card. But, yeah, I'm not going to get all that. If you guys want me to talk more rule stuff, like you want me to explain something on a play or anything like that, let me know. I will gladly explain if I can see the play. Now, there is another play that I don't know if it was the same official, because I didn't get to see that. I don't know, but in the England game, where the referee called him for flopping, basically. Well, I call it flopping, they call it something else, but, sorry, I had to readjust myself, get myself comfortable a little bit. They said he was flopping. I looked at the play, in regular speed, mind you, and to me, it looked like the goalie took his ass out. But, on this one, I didn't get a close enough view of it. Unlike the USA player, I didn't get a close enough view to really tell when he started to fall compared to when the goalie came in and get him, because the ball was way ahead, so the ball is already out of the equation there. But I didn't see close enough. And this is where, how I mentioned about slow-mo earlier, this would have been a great use for the slow-mo, because you could slow it down and then you can tell when he started to fall. If he's falling before the goalie hits him, then yeah, he's flopping. But if it's after the goalie made contact, then it's a PK. So that one, I didn't unfortunately get to see close enough of a view of it. Or, it happened, and the play happened way too fast. Happened too fast, and I didn't get a close enough view. It wasn't a close enough view of it. So, that's one that I can't really say. I could explain, if you guys want me to, in another video, I can explain, what the rulings exactly are, like what is, explaining the situation, what I could see, but I couldn't really see well enough to really make a am I right or is referee right kind of situation. But I can let you guys know. And my next video, I will probably record that tomorrow, just because, it's already 6 o'clock at night, and yeah, I want to do other things. So, plus it'll take a while to upload, so anyways, it'll be tomorrow. Anyways, talk about Sony's big announcement, which I think is stupid, but I will talk about it, and also explain why Nintendo is smarter than they are. Yeah, as you can see the Switch 2 in the background there, why I think they're smarter. Their solution to the issue compared to PlayStation's solution. Alright, I will let you guys go. Peace. LJ says, bye everybody. It's been real.